The first 6 months of 2023 have been a whirlwind. Here are your headlines today. Top 10 car brands with the biggest price drops so far in 2023 from January to June. New car prices are dropping as inventory goes up, especially for EVs, and the car market is said to be improving for you, the buyers. Those are the headlines. Let's get to the details. So the word is new car prices are dropping as inventory starts to fill up these dealership lots. Is that true for you on where you live? I drive around and they're not necessarily full, although there are more than there were a couple months ago, but not full. So production is up, but they're not quite here yet. Now the average price of a new vehicle in June was $48,808, which is $865 lower than the average transaction price it was in January. So lower now than it was in January. That means prices are down 1.7% since the beginning of this year. And this is the first time car prices have declined over an extended period of time since they started to boom when the industry ran into supply shortages in 2021. Prices are coming down as the supply of new vehicles picks up, while high auto loan rates suppress demand. New vehicle inventory was 1.95 million at the end of June, which is an increase from 1.75 million in January. Now, between January and June, these 10 vehicles have seen their average transaction price fall the most. We'll begin with number 10, and that's Nissan. So the average transaction price went from $36,365 to $35,392. A drop of $12.44. Next, Polestar, their drop was $15.58. Buick saw their average transaction price go from $39,224 down to $37,630. That was almost $1,600. Now, Volkswagen saw almost $2,000 in a drop of their average transaction price. Fiat, $2,200. Mercedes, $2,233. Volvo, $2,700. Lincoln, here's our top three. Lincoln, $3,038 for $68,000 down to $65,000. Land Rover saw their prices drop, or at least the transaction prices drop, $6,800, so $106,000, yes, to $99,950. The biggest drop from January to June in transaction prices was Tesla, from $62,000 down to $55,000, so $7,100 less now than it was in January. It makes sense that new car prices are dropping as the inventory rises, and especially for EVs. Listen to this. The average transaction price for EVs was about $53,400 in June. That's down from more than $61,000 in January. Price cuts from EV makers like Tesla have brought transaction prices quite down, but inventory is still very high for EVs. Here's another thing. Kelley Blue Book reports at the current pace of sales, it would take 103 days for the total inventory of EVs in the U.S. to sell, which is nearly double the supply of new vehicles in the general category, and that's 53 days. One of the big issues here is that not every dealership has access or has any EVs in their inventory, so it's even harder to get these in certain areas. Just mind-blowing, isn't it? There are two things helping the car market improve for buyers, and they are the following. Automakers are increasing their incentive spending, and dealerships are agreeing, they're just agreeing, to sell cars with larger discounts off the sticker prices. Although I'm still seeing these add-ons, or maybe they're sneaking in some of these markups that are not associated with the MSRP. That's another story. All right, Kelley Blue Book reports that the average incentive spend for manufacturers was $2,048, or 4.2% of the purchase price in June, following 9 consecutive months of increases. Incentives take the form of special financing deals or cashback rebates. So now you know about that. New cars are also selling more than $600 below sticker price on average. That's the key. On average, while the situation does vary by brand, the overall trend is toward buyers having greater ability to score a discount at the dealership. And lastly, new vehicle prices are still more expensive than they were a year ago, like most things, because it's the world of COVID. But average prices are up only by 1.6% over the past 12 months. That's a great improvement from this time last year when the year-over-year increase was 12.4%. So only 1.6% over the last 12 months. Now that's a big difference. So as you take all of this in, what's your assessment? Is it worthwhile right now to go buy a new car, or maybe go the used car market avenue, or maybe leasing fits your budget better? All depends on interest rates, your budget, monthly payments, and what's available out there. Anyways, I'm just curious about your thoughts on that. Please leave that in the comment section below, and we'll continue the conversation there. Until next time, I'm Dave. Thanks for watching. Adios.
One final note, if you are in the market for a new vehicle soon, great. Connect with your local dealership and price and test drive at least 3 different vehicles. A vehicle's strengths and weaknesses can only be discovered when you are behind the wheel. My reviews can be good, but you need to test drive these yourself. Visit quotes.everymandriver.com, select the make, model, and your zip code, and you'll get invoice pricing in your area on those vehicles. Shop smarter with price quotes at quotes.everymandriver.com.
Thanks for watching. Please click subscribe and give us a thumbs up. See you next time.